Hi, my name is Rhavda Emison. I have been on a spiritual path actually since I was about 15, but I started reading actually professionally after about 1970. I am very good at doing numerology. I do projective numerology. I do the old Marine Norris system. I also do, am I too loud? I also do a little bit of, I do tarot. I also work, I have my own shop. I do aromatherapy. I make the only American-made rose oil. And I just got my shop reopened after being stuck with construction for nearly since March of last year. And I'm in Pantego. I make rose oil. I make Melissa, I make helichrysum, comfrey. You name it, I probably made it at one time or another. I am a medical intuitive. I've been doing that, didn't realize how much of a medical intuitive until people start coming in and say, oh, what's wrong with you? And I say, okay, do this, this, and this, and it actually works. This, in my shop, is in Pantego. I have some bookmarks out there on the table. And tonight, we're giving away some little diffusers for your car. They'll be given at the end of the program. That has a free consult on them if you want to come and be at the shop. And we're open Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. I'm giving myself a plug here. And from 11 to 4. And if you need me, my phone number's on there. You can call me on that phone. I have been doing this. I've usually been in the audience where y'all have been. So this is my first time up on the stage. So I'm a little bit nervous. But I'm going to try this, and I'm going to try, and the reason I wanted to follow Roy was because I wanted to see how he did it again. I wanted to be able to stay in line and to stay in a particular way of doing it. And you've got it down pat. You've been doing it too many years. So there, you know, you learn from the people that have been doing it on the stage. We all have to learn sometime. So I got chosen or rudely pushed into this tonight, which I think is probably time. I enjoy it. I want to talk about several things. I jotted down some things. I agree a lot with what Roy has said. This is an election year, and it's going to be interesting. January and February reflect October and November. Watch what happens this year. This month, because it's a month of change. January is a month where we're going to see all sorts of things happen. We've seen earthquakes happen already. We weren't expecting earthquakes, especially in the other part of the world. We weren't expecting them in Venezuela. We weren't expecting them over there in Iraq or the Ukraine. But we've had earthquakes just this past week. There's going to be more of it. The more we have missiles fired, the more we have war, the more we will see earthquakes, drought, famine, flooding at the other side of the world. Exactly opposite. What happens here has to be balanced out on the other side. Think of a globe. Put your hand over here, send it a lot of love and harmony, because over here it's going to have to take the brunt of it. The weather tonight is an example of bad weather that we will probably be experiencing this month. We will also experience a lot of that in October. We're in for this changes more than we realize. And this entire, I'm going to digress a second for the entire decade. This entire decade of the 2020s on up, is a decade of change. It's a decade of growing. It's a decade of us moving in a different pattern, a different change. We have to change or we're going to stay stagnant. We have been stagnant for a while. We've got to get back into space. We've got to get back into building, but maybe building more on a spiritual level than on a physical level. We need both. We need to learn how to work more with our minds. We need to learn how to be telepathic, for lack of another word. We need to be able to see how that we can use it and do healing. Reiki is one way. We have energy healing that needs to be done and needs to be processed. We need to bring in a lot of the younger kids, the Generation X, Chase's age and younger. We need to bring those people into the fold, because without their spiritual growth, we're going to have a lot of problems in about 20, 30 years for all of us. And yes, I will get out of here and keep us on time. And immigrant issues are one thing that will be looked at this year. They're probably going to be looked at more in the spring and summer. And we're going to have to be building foundation. We're going to build foundations for new businesses and lay the foundation for good work. Now, we're talking about terrorist attacks. Well, the time that the terrorists would be thinking about attacking here would be July 4th, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Because those are the main times when Americans are going home to be with family. And we need to watch it. And if they do come in, they can't really come in through Canada. But take a look at the southern border. We've got all this unrest there. We're having a wall built, yes, but it's not built. So we're going to see problems with people if they do come. They can easily tump the wall over, and I say tump lightly, come in through there or come in through the Gulf of Mexico, come in through Houston, Corpus Christi, and go up in that direction. And we're open to it because we really don't have that many people guarding that southern border. So we do need to be aware of that. And if you look at where we are right now, February is going to be a month of social change. We're going to see a lot more people complaining. We'll see changes in the way people are doing things. And it will also, you want to look up until, kind of follow the way things are going, because when we look at the election, which is November the 3rd, we have until February the 4th at this time. So you're going to look at that. What happens in those first 3 or 4 days of February are going to tell us what's going to happen in November, just before the election. The election is going to be in the waning, moon. Usually in the waning moon, this is from astrology, usually whoever's in office stays in office. If it's going toward if it's coming from the full moon, going into a full moon, then it is usually new people coming in. This is just the way that I'm describing something that I have seen happen for years. As far as our economics concerned, we will probably see a bottoming out in the summer of this year. And then the summer will, because we're in the middle of a 15-year cycle. And once we've bottomed out and hit bottom, say the bottom 3 months, June, July, August, then we will begin to start going up again. And by 2026, we'll be at the top. And you should be seeing increases in interest rates. You'll be seeing a better time for everyone. Either that or I'm completely opposite it, and it's going to go down and we're going to have a bust. But I think we're going to go up, because it's at the 8.5 years, 7.5, 8.5 year point, and that usually means you're going up. You've already bottomed out. Let's see what else here. Water. We need to do something with our water to make it, and we are going to have a shortage of water in the state of Texas unless something is done by the state and by the local counties and water areas. Let's see what else. When gold goes up, usually there's fears of war. When gold goes down, there is no fear of war. People aren't hoarding the gold. And like I said, we're in the middle of we're going to be in the middle of a decade of change. We won't recognize what the United States looks like or the rest of the world by the time we get to 2030. And then it'll be different changes then. We should be going, and we're going to be building an entire base for us to jump off for the next 80 years. So, I guess that's all I have to say. If anybody's got any questions, please
That's where we are now.
give it.
So,
I'll give it back to you.
nice round of applause for